But one of the biggest fails goes to Glock. The thing just was double feeding like you wouldn't believe. She couldn't get through 5 rounds. Hey everyone, I'm Brett, and welcome to Nightwood Guns. I just spent all day out at Industry Day at the range at SHOT Show and wanted to share with you guys what I think are the best pistols to look forward to in the near future. I'm in my hotel room with minimal gear, so you will have to forgive the guerrilla film school style setup here. Harsh light, and I'm holding a little microphone. So first of all, starting out with the best, Radian Weapons absolutely won Industry Day at the range at SHOT Show. Very strong showing. Of course, they had the Radian Ramjet Afterburner for the Glock 17, along with a Guardian for the Trijicon RCR. But the star of the show at Radian is the SIG P365 series of guns, a Radian Ramjet Afterburner for the 365, and oh my god, it blew me away. They actually made the ports even bigger than the Glock Radian Ramjet and Afterburner, so this thing just runs flat and is so soft shooting. Now, the Radian Ramjet Afterburner makes a hell of a lot of sense for the P365 series of guns because they are so small, they're micro guns, and lightweight, that they can be kind of snappy, and this completely flattens it out. Blew my mind. As if it wasn't amazing enough in the P365 and P365X configuration, their P365X macro configuration is even better because now they are making a backstrap magwell combination for it, and their backstrap texturing is not so sharp that it's going to hurt your hand, but it is very grippy, very secure, and will solve any sweaty palm issues that you may have when shooting. More impressively is the magwell attachment that is very low profile, very sleek, perfect for concealed carry, and now they're also going to be offering base plates for X Macro magazines that aren't as bulky as the original base plates that SIG made, and you get a true quote-unquote 17 round capacity because there's a little more space that makes the magazine easier to load. That was a very common complaint with the X Macro. Mags are hard to load, so strong showing from Radian Weapons. The want is strong for the P365 line of products that they're going to be offering. Now, my next favorite pistol is the Oracle Arms 2311, specifically their Pro series. I shot the Pro Compact. This has all the bells and whistles, from ambidextrous thumb ledges to a ported barrel. The trigger was amazing, very easy to run, and despite having extremely tight tolerances, they actually cut debris channels and reliefs on the internals of the gun to keep it running even when it gets dirty. This gun impressed me so much. It's one of those pistols that blends the line between being a performance competition pistol and being a concealed carry piece. It truly impressed. I cannot wait to get my hands on one of these, because if you don't know, the Oracle Arms 2311 is essentially the P320 cross 2011. It takes P320 mags but shoots like a 1911 or a 2011. So very strong showing from Oracle Arms. Next up, I was shocked at how well the steel frame Walther PDP compact shot. This, I believe, had a 4-inch barrel, and for some reason, combined with the steel frame, that barrel length and that slide length just ran extremely well. Return to zero was instant and perfect, and the gun shot surprisingly flat despite not having any ports. It is a gun that just runs perfectly stock from the factory, and the trigger, so great. You know the PDP trigger is good. If you don't mind a heavier concealed carry pistol like me, or if you're looking for a home defense pistol that's a little heavier, then I think the PDP steel frame compact is one of the best options on the market. I'm definitely going to be getting one. Next up, I shot the Laugo Arms Alien, and of course everybody knows that that shoots great, but they actually adjusted the grip angle to be more like a 1911 by popular demand, and honestly, I couldn't miss with the thing. You know, I'm used to shooting 2011s and 1911s, and that Alien just runs super flat. Also got to shoot their competition model that had a gas pedal, like a thumb ledge on there, and that thing didn't even move. In fact, it actually kind of had negative recoil. I was driving it too hard, and it was recoiling downward. So that was quite the experience. If you have a buttload of cash in your wallet to burn, then you can't go wrong with the Alien. And finally, rounding out my top 5 is going to be the Rock Island Armory 5.0 E, which stands for enhanced. This is their pistol that has the square barrel, and this thing ran extremely flat. The enhanced version actually has lightning cuts. They improved the design of it and of course made it optic ready with different plates. And I was also told that this is the first Rock Island Armory model that is completely made in the USA, so you're buying American made with it. This thing's trigger actually surprised me on the first shot. The trigger's phenomenal, better than you would think. and the recoil impulse very flat because the slide is riding in the rails of the frame, much like a CZ Shadow. I definitely want to get one for the channel just to vet it for reliability because, you know, with the square barrel, it's a little different, but on the range at Industry Day, it blew me away. And speaking of it riding in the frame like a CZ, I just want to give an honorable mention to the CZ Shadow 2 Compact because it's not something new, but it was my first time shooting it. And out of everything on the CZ table, it's what I shot the best. I couldn't miss with it. So definitely the Shadow 2 Compact, I can fully recommend it now that I've shot it. Finally, I want to talk about the stuff that maybe didn't go so well. So first of all, HK did not show up with their new micro carry gun at range day, which makes me wonder if things aren't going so great with it, if they're having some kind of issues with manufacturing or maybe even with reliability. It's all just speculation, but it's curious that I think they were planning on a Q1 of 2024 release for that in the States, and it wasn't at range day. I think a lot of people approached HK and they were expecting to see it and it wasn't there. All they had were, you know, the usual like P30s and VP9s, nothing new, nothing special. They tried to throw some Langdon Tactical Enhanced P30s on there just to have something different. And of course, those are great, but those are nothing new either. So I would say HK definitely didn't deliver much, but one of the biggest fails goes to Glock. I shot the Glock 29 Gen 5, which of course they're not making an MOS for, so that's an instant no for me. I love 10mm, I love the 29, I love that compact size. But the fact that they're releasing it non-MOS, it's the typical thing, right? Where they release it non-MOS and then everybody buys it and then they release it MOS and they can double dip. You know, SIG does this all the time. Staccato is now starting to do it. This is becoming the norm. Colt is even doing it. They release all the stainless pythons and then this year they announced the blued pythons after everybody already bought one, so they get to double dip. As if that wasn't interesting enough, I got to shoot the new Glock 49, which is the Glock 17 length barrel with the Glock 19 length grip. And I noticed when I was shooting it, the recoil impulse felt a little weird and the ejection pattern was looking a little funky. Well, then I put it into my wife's hands and the thing just was double feeding like you wouldn't believe. She couldn't get through 5 rounds. And of course, she wasn't the only person experiencing malfunctions. I stood there and watched for a bit and the thing was struggling and the rep was like, yeah, I think we're having a problem with the springs in this G49. I'm not sure what's going on. So I guess that's Glock perfection for you and the reliability that we've all come to know and love from Glock. Definitely not a good showing, but of course, most people at Industry Day aren't going to share that with you. I also got to shoot the, I think it's called the KD9C, I don't know, the names that these companies come up with, I don't know. The Kimber 2011 double stack 9mm, and I got to shoot the one with the rail on it, and that gun just didn't impress. The recoil impulse was really crappy. I don't think they have the recoil spring tuned very well. The aluminum frame is definitely not doing it any favors, but it was definitely on the snappier side. But I think that is more of a gun for Kimber guys or Kimber people that want that double stack 9mm offering, not so much 2011 guys or people interested in a double stack 1911 that might consider going with Kimber. I think this is more geared towards Kimber's loyal consumers. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this little sneak peek at Industry Day at the range at SHOT Show 2024. The actual convention itself starts tomorrow, so I will be sure to keep you guys posted on anything noteworthy that shows up on the actual show floor. Other than that, it was great seeing you guys again, and I'll see you in the next video. I'm Brett, and this was Nightwood Guns. Nightwood out!